Hi, my name is Joey Lombardi, and for the last 8 years, I have run a blog, a vlog, and a podcast about global procurement. You may be wondering, what is global procurement? And that is exactly what this video is about today. Over a decade ago, I switched from an IT career to procurement. And ever since then, when I tell people, oh, I don't do IT anymore, I do procurement, their eyes glaze over and they have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's what this video is about. It's about what is procurement, why do we do it, and who does it. And this video is going to be part of a series where we are progressively getting into more sophisticated topics about procurement and strategy around buying things. One of the reasons why I'm doing this series of videos is because I don't care for the information that's been made available on the internet about procurement. General strategy, general information is hard to find. And I've gotten so frustrated that I've resorted to creating my own content to help educate both non-procurement people and eventually, I hope, to actually get into more sophisticated concepts for people who are in the procurement industry. Fingers crossed that this is actually useful for people. So what is procurement? It actually goes by a bunch of different names. Some corporations and companies call it buying. Some people call it corporate purchasing. Some people call it strategic sourcing. Some people call it global procurement, or some variation and mixture of those words. At the end of the day, whether you call it purchasing, whether you call it procurement, whether you call it strategic sourcing, you're buying things. You're buying things at a professional level. You are a pro buyer. You may remember from that show Friends, remember when Rachel got her dream job and she did some kind of fashion something or other? My understanding is that she actually was procuring fabrics for her fantasy job. She was actually in procurement. So there you go, all your Friends fans. Famous job. At the end of the day, in my opinion, procurement focuses on two things: saving money and mitigating risk. When a company, whether it's a corporation, a mid-sized company, a family business, whatever it may be, when they are in the act of buying something for their business, they want to get the best price. They want to get the best price so they can either lower the overall price for their goods or service, or they make more profit. In future videos, we'll get into deeper concepts about how corporations negotiate and how they save money. But for the sake of this video, the primary concept is that they're trying to save money. That is a major part of what procurement does. Again, the other piece is mitigating risk. And you may think, what is risk? Risk can be a lot of things for a corporation. A risk could be, if you were a car manufacturer, that you don't get the parts that you need in time to make the car, to make the product. Right? It may slow down production if you don't get the materials that you need to produce the overall product that you're making. But risk can be other things as well. Data breaches. If you are partnering with a company who has access to your data, they don't have stringent security, and your information gets out, that could be a problem. Also, brand impact. I'll give you an example. Do you enjoy chocolate? There are reports, very recently made by the Washington Post, that states that close to 80% of all of the cocoa that is used to make chocolate is produced as a result of child labor. This is something that chocolate companies like Mars, Nestle, Hershey's, they've been aware of this for years, and yet they haven't mitigated the problem. I don't want to ruin your chocolate binge, but next time you're about to pop a Hershey Kiss, or maybe a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, think twice. In the procurement world, there are really two types of procurement: material procurement, material supply chain, and then there's what we call indirect procurement. Material supply chain is a much easier and more tangible concept to grasp. It's that idea of a car manufacturer. The material supply chain is the metals, the wires, the brake pads, the car seats, the leather, all of the things that go into making a car. That is the material supply chain. If you are involved in material supply chain, your primary concern is obviously the cost of the parts. You want to make sure that those parts are managed and you're getting the best prices. But you also have to worry about the timing of those parts. You want to make sure that you have all of the materials needed in the factory to produce the product. But you also don't want too much product where you have to pay for additional real estate, which increases your costs to contain and store those products. This is actually called just-in-time manufacturing, and it's a core concept and principle of material supply chain. For those of you that are in material supply chain, I apologize if I've just butchered your career choice with my basic concepts. At the end of the day, the videos that I'm producing over the next couple of weeks, they're not focused on material supply chain. I just wanted to convey that concept to get you in the door. My career and the focus of these videos will be on indirect supply chain. So what is indirect supply chain? It's all of the other stuff that a company buys, but it's not directly related to the product that you're manufacturing. Material supply chain is focused on all of the goods that go into making the car. But that car company, they have an HR department, they have a finance department, they have an IT department. So somebody's going out, they're buying IT software, they're buying hardware, they're buying HR software so people can get paid. They're negotiating services for janitorial and facilities. All of those things follow the indirect supply chain, and those are the things that we are going to be talking about over the next few weeks. My goal is to keep these videos relatively short, something that you can watch easily in between meetings or on a lunch break. So I'm going to stop for now. Our next video will focus on the different types of roles within indirect supply chain. Thanks for your interest in this video. I hope you stick around for the second episode and for the entire series. Once we get past the second one, we'll really start to get into some more sophisticated topics, and I think it's going to be a fun ride. So thanks again, and hope to see you next time.